Yo, what's going on, guys? So today we are going to be talking about something that everyone loves, or at least I love, and that is different caffeine sources and how to use them, when to use them, what they're going to do for you, what they're going to hurt you with in the long run. Yeah, so let's break it down. Before this video continues on, I will say this. The daily consumption of caffeine that is okay for any human being is 400 milligrams. Now, saying that, what does that equal when it comes to energy drinks, pre-workouts, yada yada? When you drink a coffee, it's going to be around 4 coffees a day. If you take a subtle pre-workout like this or this, it is going to be around 2 servings of those. Or you have one of these, which is 400, which is your daily dosage. Any monster, you're gonna have 2 to 3 to be on your daily intake. Your first source of any caffeine that you can take is coffee. Coffee, a usual cup has around 80 to 100 milligrams of caffeine in it. Whether that be an espresso, a pike roast, something along the lines of that. You should be drinking a cup of coffee a day. That is the recommended daily dose. They tell you that because of its benefits. It is a reduction to Alzheimer's, a reduction to Parkinson's. They have a bunch of other health benefits because it's a probiotic. If you're dieting, it's kind of it's like a hunger suppressant almost for most. So I will say that is a great option always, and it is the most natural option that you can get into. Now, getting into the chemically produced, you want to start with pre-workouts, right? So pre-workouts, the light ones. Pre-workouts have a lot of chemically produced factors in them, so a lot of people won't even know half the things that they're taking in these supplements, which is understandable seeing as nobody really does research into it. Now, a lot of people tell you that you shouldn't be taking pre-workouts because they increase your heart rate drastically. They can later on cause heart problems. They could possibly have harmful chemicals to your system that your stomach may not naturally produce. Maybe beta-alanine gives you extreme anxiety, you know, like even though beta-alanine is there for the itches, you never know how you could react to certain chemicals. The thing I will say about pre-workouts is they are good in doses, right? They're good, or like you don't want to go every day and take pre-workout. That's not good, because what's gonna end up happening is you're gonna build this sort of need for pre-workout every time you go to the gym, every time you're just carrying on with your life, and you don't want that. You want your body to naturally produce its energy, and the number one thing I can recommend is sleep over any of these. So take that into consideration. The second thing is this: if you're taking a pre-workout, I wouldn't recommend too high of a caffeine intake. Yes, most people are right when they say that your heartbeat is going to be raised. Now, with the caffeine that you're taking, if you keep it around 200 milligrams, I think that's a good range for most. Now, I've taken 300 milligrams, I've taken 400 milligrams, I've taken all of them. And really the only thing that any of them do for me is make me more anxious. Like, I think the real thing to look out for is their focus blend, because that's really what anybody is looking for. You're not going to want to go to the gym and just be like hyped and anxious. You're going to want to be hyped and ready to kill or set your goal or achieve your goal in the gym, right? So the last two things I'm going to talk about are these, which are your sugar pre-workout and your intense pre-workout. And with your intense pre-workout, I'm also going to include energy drinks just as a filler. With sugars, what you're going to realize is, yes, they do refill your glycogen as your workout's carrying on. Yes, they are anabolic recovery systems, but I will say this. if you are prepping or if you are dieting in any sorts of way, in no shape, way, or form would I recommend this. The only reason I say that is because if you look and actually look close into the total sugars, there's 43 grams of sugar in one scoop. And this company, First Form, recommends 1.5 scoops. So that means you're getting around 60 to 70 grams of sugar every single time you work out. And that is terrible. I wouldn't recommend that on everyone. Now, they're gonna come at you with the, oh, it's making you recover quicker and it's good for your system because it's just refilling your glycogen. Now, yes, it is refilling your glycogen, and yes, I can understand that. Now, I am talking mainly to people who are dieting and wanting to lose weight. And that's a lot of fucking sugar if you think about it. Like, that's insane. You're talking about like Twix bars and candy and all these things that are super bad for you when you talk about that. Now, final thing is 400 milligram caffeine intakes, and jeez, yeah, this thing is absolutely fucking insane, and I high-key would not recommend it on anyone because it is just too much for the average human being. It's almost too much for me, who I've been drinking caffeine for a long time now, and it just makes me freak out, like low-key. I can't do it. And for energy drinks, for me, energy drinks have never been focused enough. Like, I've never seen a crazy focus blend in any energy drink that I've taken. So, except for around NOS, but NOS is a different story because they're being clinically tested because of the effects that they've had on their clients, which is terrible. So, wrapping this whole thing up, where do I go and where do I stand? So obviously I stand with coffee all the way. I've been drinking coffee since I was like 14, 13, whatever it is. But I would recommend anyone who's trying to get into pre-workout, I would recommend something like this, the Ghost. So Ghost is 200 milligrams of caffeine, nothing too crazy. This is their legend. It's great tasting. They have collabs with a bunch of new people, so Sonic, Welch's. My brother had Sonic, he said it was amazing. He said the Welch's was okay. Yeah, and they have like a bunch of good products. So if you want to get into Ghost, be sure to do that. They are a great brand based out of Chicago. Midwestern dudes, Dan and Ryan, who own it. Super cool. Bucked Up, I would also recommend. They have Woke as Fuck for the more intense people who want 300 milligrams. I will say this, for anyone who is already a caffeine addict, Woke as Fuck was the only thing that really made me focus intensely and yeah, and hit a great workout again after a while, other than Ghost. So yeah, that is it for today. I hope you guys liked this little educational rant that I did, because I figured anyone who wants to know about pre-workouts and caffeine and all this stuff would at least like to be educated on what they're putting into their bodies. So if you guys want me to do something like this again, or dive deeper into another topic like proteins or something like that, leave a link in the description. And for right now, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and do what you want to do. And that's a wrap.